sun, aim assassinate.
So watch me treat the fire, set the night alight, shining through the city with a little funk and soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Ooh. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Rose Basemra with yet another video. And as you've seen the title, yeah, that's right, we are going zodiac signs today. So in case you are not aware, each and every one of us has a zodiac sign. There are 12 of them and they're based on your birthday. So this like influences and determines a lot of things, like it concerns personality traits, decision making, like different things like choices in style, relationship, love, and every other thing. So if you don't know what your zodiac sign is, I'm going to leave a chart here so that you can find your birthday and then also find your zodiac sign. So let's see if it's accurate or not, right? So have you ever wondered where like habits and vices come from? It turns out that they're actually closely related to your zodiac sign. But before we get to learn these fascinating things, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss every time I post. So without further ado, let us jump straight into the video. Number one, we have ARIES. On a good day, an ARIES is determined, enthusiastic, confident, and passionate. But they also have their flaws. They can be pretty impatient, moody, and impulsive. So that's where their biggest addiction comes from. You'll find that an ARIES is the biggest coffee lover. Of course, that's if they've ever tasted coffee. You can't be an ARIES and you don't know what coffee tastes like and you're addicted to it, so that's impossible. But most of them are coffee lovers. Coffee boosts their energy and helps them keep up with the hectic lifestyle that they live, and also do everything at super speed and get it done in time. And this brings up to what I'm talking about, their biggest addiction. Their biggest addiction is adrenaline rushes. They want those types of things, if you know what I mean. Like they live life. Most of you, like most of the ARIES guys, love adventure and they love taking risks. They don't want to miss anything in life. They live life to the fullest. So anything that can help them with that becomes the biggest part of their life. So number two, we have TAURUS. TAURUS are incredibly genuine, responsible, reliable, and practical. They actually don't get addictions that easily, but there's one thing they cannot do without. TAURUS people are actually lovers of food. Like, I don't blame them anyway, food is, but they're genuinely lovers of food and they enjoy indulging themselves in such things. So the problem comes when they attach feelings to food. Like they eat food to solve their problems that can cause problems, that can cause bigger problems in the long run. But if they eat healthy, they have like the best meals, they make sure they have the best meals, and they have foods they can genuinely not do without. So that's their only main addiction. But when overdone and in the wrong way, it can also cause problems. So on number three, we have Geminis. Geminis are affectionate, adaptable, and quite curious about life and the world around them. And how do they cope up with this? And what helps them figure this out better is social media. They love social media a lot. This helps them feed their hungry minds, communicate with people, express their opinions. All those things that anything you can think about that is done on social media. Do research about anything. This kind of helps them be in different places at once without fully being committed to any one of those places whatsoever. So just like TAURUS, its addiction can be rather dangerous. When using Facebook or Instagram as a distraction from their real life problems, Geminis can find themselves becoming more and more jealous, insecure, and unhappy. After all, social media does portray the perfect lifestyle which none of us actually lives. So it's all fake, but it makes them feel like they use it to like forget about their real life problems, but then there is someone living the perfect life which they don't have, and that makes them actually feel worse about themselves. If you are a Gemini, be smart about social media. Use it wisely, because a lot of people end up doing a lot of bad stuff because of that jealousy and wanting to be like some other person, which other person is actually pretending to be what they are actually not at that time. So just use social media wisely, and then you're going to be the best ever, because you're going to feed that hungry mind. So my number 4 is Cancer. Cancers are emotional, imaginative, sympathetic, and loyal. That's no doubt that one of their biggest addiction is love and romance. Like, Cancers crave the feeling of being loved and appreciated due to their extremely high emotional nature. They are emotional. Cancers are emotional people. So they have that when they want to be loved, they crave to be loved, they crave to be needed. Cancers somehow get into pattern of getting into relationships that are not good for them, but even in this type of romance, Cancers always give their all and try to do everything that they can to make it work. Another vice of these Cancer people is overthinking. They overthink everything. Like, they should actually be given a medal for this skill, because they overthink everything. Every little thing they overthink, even something that doesn't need to be overthought about. They know exactly how to turn a situation upside down in their mind, and this can take a negative toll on them. So guys, work on that. Don't overthink situations. Think in the moment. But I know it's your emotional nature that is doing that to you, but you can work on it. Somehow everything has a solution, since you know the problem in the first place. So we move on to our number 5. My number 5 is Leo. Creative, humorous, and warm-hearted Leos build addictions pretty fast and have a great number of them, and one of the common ones is shopping. Leos are pretty materialistic and find it hard to resist impulse purchase, no matter how useless they might be. Plus, they like to treat themselves and look good all the time. This brings me to Leos' another obsession, and they get hooked to it a lot: their appearance. They enjoy to take care of themselves, look good, invest in themselves. They really do care about how they see themselves and how other people see them, and that's their main thing. So we are moving on to their next, and that's attention. Well, this is not their problem, because they have that nature of being charismatic and have charms that instantly makes them the life of a party. So there's a way attention just comes to them easily because of their charisma and charm. So we move on to the next one. Number 6, Virgo. I'm a Virgo girl. I'm a Virgo girl. I'm a Virgo girl. Let's see what Virgo we have for you. So Virgos are known to be analytical, hardworking, and practical. They are actually neat freaks. They like cleanliness a lot. So Virgos are neat freaks, and that's one of their addictions. They like cleanliness. So seeing another person who doesn't put things in their places or who isn't neat actually bothers them. However, Virgos are respectful in a way that they're not going to actually tell that person how they feel about that. Rather, they'll just make sure the next encounter is rather at their place, not the same place where they were at first, because it was making them uncomfortable. They just wouldn't say it because they're very respectful people. So that is their obvious addiction. Now we are going to their secret addiction, right? So they have another secret addiction, and that is toxic relationship. Yes, you heard me right, toxic relationships. So in this sense, Virgos are like Cancers, but the Cancers fall in love way too easy. But Virgos struggle with expressing their emotions, which leads to them having unhealthy relationships and those dynamics that are not steady. A word for advice, Virgos, my fellow Virgos: don't be afraid to express yourself. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You can be loved by being yourself. So number 7, we have Libra. Just like Cancer, they are diplomatic, generous, and fair-minded. Libras are addicted to romantic love, but there's one more important detail to remember. They are more obsessed by the idea of being in love than the reality of being in love. The Libra sign is more about the balance of everything. So they believe that they need someone else to complete them. They can't be alone because they believe in the balance of life. And they wholeheartedly believe that each and every one of us has a soulmate out there somewhere. They don't believe that someone can be alone for the rest of their lives. They believe that someone should actually get someone to be with them, to complete them, to balance out life. So Libras, in short, Libras are perfect romantics who put everything into a relationship and also have a clear picture of what the perfect romance story should be like. in their minds meanwhile. So my number 8, we have Scorpions. Scorpions are one of the most complicated and difficult zodiac signs to, to like try and understand. So they are resourceful and they are stubborn, but they are also difficult. They're the most difficult ones in all the zodiac signs that exist. Out of the 12, Scorpio is the most complicated one and difficult one. So they prefer to have hands-on experience, and that explains their number one addiction. And you know what their number one addiction is? Physical contact. They like so much just like to hug, hold hands, kiss, maybe romance, sit just like close to the people they love and the people they cherish. So Scorpios is not one of those people who has a ton of crushes. So when they fall in love, it's a big deal, and that's the same with friendships and family. And they also have a small circle, so they treasure those people, the family, friends, and the partner are so important to them that they treasure them as much as they can. And also physical contact is so important to them. I mean, even if you're just friends, they prefer sitting close to that person, their close person, as close as to the person as they possibly can. They don't prefer they don't know personal space, I would say. Okay, like if you're of course not with strangers, with the friends, family, loved ones, they really, even though it's not holding or sitting on each other or anything like that, but just sitting in close proximity with that special person, it could even be a friend. They like that a lot as well. So that's something so crucial to this particular zodiac sign. Number 9 is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is idealistic and generous, but they're also very impatient. It makes them prone to obsessions and addiction. Nonetheless, they usually go from one thing to another quickly. Like they move on pretty fast. Even though it might not be traveling like from one country to another. It might be moving from one apartment to another. It might actually be moving, let me say like campus here. You're in the hostel, but it might be moving from one hostel to another, from one rental to another. Just keep moving. They just can't be in one place for a long time because they easily move on from one place to another, or from one thing to another. So they might be one time, they might be so crazy about one thing, you're going to find it next month they have totally changed what they're into. So this brings me to their addiction, and that addiction is travel and gambling. So a Sagittarius is someone who is very, very optimistic, and that's where the gambling comes from, because I told you earlier their addiction is travel and gambling. So them being the thing of liking to move from one place to another makes them like traveling a lot, because it helps them do that. But the optimistic part of them makes them get more involved into gambling, and these guys can actually spend hours and hours gambling, and they wouldn't let go. They think that if they stop now, they'll miss out. So every Sagittarius out there should remember 2 certain gambling words, and that's control and moderation in whatever you do, because to Allah supreme demand, the speed you take us at is crazy fast. So number 10 is Capricorns. Capricorns are probably the most disciplined and responsible of all the 12 zodiac signs. These qualities surely help them with their true passion and addictions, and they're because of all this, their main addiction is that they are workaholics. So mostly if you find a Capricorn that has landed their dream job and they're working it day by day, they will be so into their work, and these are the ones that become workaholics. They learn, they study more, they want to learn more about their crafts, and this makes them the best of the best in whatever they are doing, because they're giving their 200%. And the most important thing is that they do not compete with other people. They compete with themselves. They hustle and they fight to become better than they were yesterday. It's all about how is she doing, how is he doing. They don't care about the other people. They don't compete about the other. Well, but the problem with being a workaholic, the obsession can go so far, and anything that contains obsession or too much of anything is always bad. The one thing that Capricorns are yet to learn is to relax and take their mind off work for some time. Go for a vacation, enjoy. Just go with the Sagittarius and have some fun. Number 11, you have the Aquarius. Yes, you're probably independent and original, and sometimes just want to dive into your fantasy world and this stress. It's more like an Aquarius tends to channel their emotions into something else instead of dealing with that problem there and then. They don't. They like procrastinate. So their initial reaction is distract themselves, calm down, then come back to the problem later and look at it in a different alternative, or like from a different perspective. Maybe they'll get a better solution then. So both video games and books give them this opportunity, and it's a pretty good distraction if you ask me. I don't think that's a bad addition though, unless it's too much, but I don't think it could be too much. Pisces, number 12 is Pisces. Cute, artistic, gentle, and sensitive. So a Pisces is truly unpredictable when it comes to their addictions and vices. They can pretty get up to anything. Like, they do a lot of things. So you can be like, Pisces are like this, Pisces are like that. They actually get out to and do a lot of stuff. They get up to anything, from watching Netflix all day to eating a lot. Like, one of the biggest loves of their life is sleeping. What? Pisces sleeping is like no other zodiac sign level. Those guys can sleep. They like sleeping. Power naps are their main thing. They take power naps. So this is a show way for them to like relieve stress, relax. Weekends are the best for Pisces. You can sleep all day if you want. Stay in your pajamas, stay in bed, do whatever you want. Like, they sleep so much. So what can be better? They like sleeping, because there's no bigger sleeper than a Pisces, trust me. So what is your current addiction? You can comment in the comment section below and tell me what your current addiction is. Do you relate to any of these zodiac signs, or you totally not what your zodiac sign said you are? It happens, like I said, most probably, not like 100% must. You can have some, you might not have. Sometimes it might be the opposite. It's not, there are those people that are always born on their own. They're just like odd man out or something. But thank you very much for watching. I remain your girl Rose Basima. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's your Virgo girl, and I'm out.